frame 3 on the way here from Chicago. We got the Reds against Indy. Both teams won a game earlier. Quite the scoring differential between the two. One of them was 20-1. That was the game of Indy KC, and then the last game, Reds RBI. It faced KC Nike RBI and won 17-2. So they've been quite the interesting games today, Henry.
Yeah, and it's really a hot one now. It is very warm today. I mean, I have a little bit of perspiration on my forehead in the.
Just say you're sweating.
Yeah.
Either way, foul tip off the bat of Bishop.
But yeah, it's hot here in the press box. It's hot down on the field. Looks like a lot of the fans went find some shade, find a little food. So can't blame them. It's warm.
It's a 2-1 count to Chloe Bishop, the pitcher. Tiana Jackson for Indy. As there's a squared bunt, unable to pick it up is the pitcher. It's going to be a leadoff bunt single.
So these two teams we had coming in, both of them earlier in the day had run ruled by 15 runs in the third inning. These are two big teams matching up here, so you know it's gonna be one of the first big games on the softball side of this tournament so far. Indianapolis put up 10 runs twice in 2 different innings, so that's huge. But Cincy just kind of kept tacking on 6 runs each inning, basically. So it's going to be very exciting to see how this game matches up. Cincy, I do believe, is the better defensive team and has a bit more power, but we'll see now.
And both teams have been playing well. Cincinnati, you can't put it past them. Defending champions just put up 17 in their first game back in a year. So you cannot say, hey, they're not still here trying to fight. The second pitch is also upstairs. Snap throw back to first to check on Bishop.
I mean, wind's still blowing, so balls will be carrying out here. Both teams have power in their lineup. The Reds were the second team here at UIC, Flames Stadium to hit a home run. Haley Cook had a bomb plus a ton of RBIs tacked onto that with like two bases clearing RBI doubles, and it was ridiculous how many RBIs she had.
2-run homer in the first inning, a 2 RBI double in the second, and a 3 RBI double in the third.
My math says that's 7 RBIs.
Your math would be correct.
But yeah, a great game from her and the whole Reds team, so they're going to look to keep going.
3-1 pitch to Schaefer was nowhere close. So Bishop was going to go to second regardless, but takes a bit of a wide turn on the wild pitch.
And ABC baseball, softball, is going to be what kind of comes down to this game. Both teams have the ability to tack on a ton of runs. Now it's going to be the defense, person behind the plate, really going to make a difference. Also, I believe the shortstop is going to make a huge difference in this game.
Why do you believe that? You
know, getting over to second, maybe to see if they can't get a couple throwouts at second. That shortstop has to be on it. Maybe a second baseman also has to be on it so they can get over there quickly, get that glove down after a good throw by the catcher.
So Carly Davis is going to be behind in the count. 0-1 shows bunt. He's going to go behind the catcher of Rec for Indy. So Bishop scoots her way to third, and Schaefer flies her way to second.
Yeah, the home plate umpire, Chris Schaefer, was trying to get out of the way right there. Just unfortunate positioning there. He was doing the infield games for the first 2 games today. Is that one
hit off the helmet?
Yeah. But yeah, Chris Schaefer, Todd Van Horn, 2 of the guys have been doing all the games so far here at UIC Flames Stadium.
So bases are juiced, and it's only the 4th batter of the game for Cincy Nike RBI. Sierra Hoyt really going to do the best she can. These teams faced each other last year, Henry. It was one of the first games of the year in Cincinnati. They dominated. Wonder if it could be somewhat of the same. Throw down to third. But it's a bit unsure.
That's not a bad throw there by the catcher, checking up on the runner on third. The possibility of her coming home is very little unless there's a wild pitch, but still trying to get an out on the bases because right now they've been struggling to get him at the plate.
So this is the 3rd softball game of the day here at Flames Field in Chicago.
3rd for us as well. It's been a day so far.
Been quite the day.
It's been a warm one in these last few hours. So
Yeah.
Had a little bit of rain, too.
2-0. Gonna miss low. It's a 3-0 count to Sierra Hoyt. Do not want to have this situation. The lineup does not get any easier as you go past the number 5 hitter.
Just got the sign from the third base coach. Let's see what she does. Take all the way.
And rightfully so. It was a have at it 4-pitch walk, and that's the first run of the game.
Come on, you can do it. Settle down.
And we have Indianapolis already coming out to possibly just calm down the pitcher, just make a few adjustments and make sure that they're all on the same page.
And the fact that the Reds have already put up 1 run, have basically swung the bat consistently in this game once, and it was a single from Chloe Bishop. The rest have been either by walks or a hit by pitch, so they're going to keep working the count. Henry, how much do you think seeing as many pitches as possible is going to benefit this Reds Nike RBI squad?
It's going to benefit them probably for an inning. I don't think the pitchers are going to last very long in this game. And so you're not going to see, maybe there's going to be 2 times through the lineup that a pitcher is going to pitch. Not more than that, because it'll just be kind of stop the bleeding mode for a lot of the teams.
Haley Cook takes a check swing hack at something down the middle. So regardless of if she swung or not, she is behind. Been quite the day. It's 1:11 Central Standard Time here in downtown Chicago. Foul tip, but caught by Rec.
One more time.
We've been up for quite a bit, Henry.
Yes, we have. It was a long day yesterday. It's going to be another probably pretty long one tonight. And
Comes with the baggage of being the broadcaster.
yes, it does.
0-2. Way up.
Yeah, it does. And it's great, though, when you come to the ballpark and you're looking at that view. You're having a little bit of fun. It's also amazing right now when the breeze is blowing.
Yeah, I had to agree on that. Another one that's in off the arm of Jackson. He's going to have to lock in here. He was warming up before the first game that was being played. That was Indy KC just this morning at around 9. So she's been warm for a couple of hours now. See if that affects her. Swinging a drive into left field. The left fielder, McLean, is going to hold on to it. Bit of a bobbled catch, but it's going to be counted as a sac fly. Now there's some runners caught in between first and second.
Very good catch. You know, just didn't get the best read on it. Got there just in time. And, you know, second effort really kept the ball off the ground there and got that first out. However, a run did score, but bases loaded, no outs. It's going to happen.
Adrian Brown, the third baseman, is up in this one. She's now batting 6th. She was batting 3rd in just last game, and she did pretty well. She went 2 for 2, a walk in the first inning, a single in the second, and a single in the third. And that was the only distance the game went.
She was well in front of that pitch, though. She's going to need to just dial in here.
0-1. Shows bunt, knocks it down, it hits her. It's going to be counted for an out, I believe.
I'm confused.
Yeah, so the ball hits her in play. It bounces. It's in fair territory. The ball strikes her, so she's out.
We saw at a game earlier in the tournament, one of the runners, I believe, got hit by the ball while they were running to third, but no out counted there. So
Carly Clark, the catcher, the 7-hole hitter for Cincinnati Nike RBI. One taken low.
good job keeping it in front of her right there. It's a necessity for Rec to keep it in front of her.
So it's 2 balls and no strikes that count to the catcher. Kick and deal from Jackson. That's through the wickets, a wreck. 2 runners are going to advance up.
Runner still in scoring position, just moved up a little place. But
Come on, one more out.
with one more out remaining, the Reds possibly can hope for a ball in the outfield to score, but it's going to be difficult.
We will see. Change up right down Main Street.
Nice pitch.
Just a get me over off speed piece, Henry.
Yeah, and also the center fielder for Indianapolis' team is just playing a little closer than I believe Kansas City's was, and it's a smart move because the possibilities of throws going past second are very likely.
Ball just chopped foul left of the third base bag. And the defense is basically playing straight up, especially in the outfield. You see they're shaded a bit to the right. The right fielder, that being LaFar, is playing a bit in. Ayanna Porter in center. She's shifted to left towards that left center alley. And Esperanza McLean in left. She's about as far back as all three of them get. So it's going to be the payoff pitch. Runners on second and third with 2 away. Chopped on the ground foul.
Golfing for a little bit there, but, you know, got a hold of the ball.
Speaking of golfing, what's your favorite course to play? I know you're a big golfer.
Ooh, I've played the course called the Legacy out in Arizona.
Okay.
Right
Scottsdale?
No, right near South Mountain.
Okay.
Very nice. Very nice.
So,
Very good one to play.
I've indulged in PGA 2K.
Ah.
That's a walk on a full count. But other than that, I haven't really played much golf. I've been thinking about getting into it. What would you recommend?
I would say that it's very expensive to get into it.
Oh, yeah. That's expected.
Have a grandpa that gives you clubs is step number 1, I believe.
So you want something passed down generation to generation, a lineage of golf.
It doesn't have to be great. It just has to, you have to learn with it.
Avery Rover, first pitch to her, at her neck.
But, I mean, golf is weird because it's humbling for everyone. It takes a ton of time to learn, and especially if you're trying to be self-taught, very difficult.
1-0. Cut on and missed.
With golf, you could stand there above the ball, hit it once, hit it again, and go 2 different directions, and you have no idea why in the world it does that. But there's minute details come down to it.
So you're saying that you just don't square the ball up and you shank it?
Me, no, not anymore. Not anymore.
Not anymore. Okay, so what do you normally shoot?
Last couple times for I've been playing a lot of 9 holes at a time.
2-1. Cut on a little blooper to the second baseman. It's going to drop right behind her, that being Raucho. 1 run is going to score. There's his second run. 4-0 Cincinnati is actually no. The runner on second is going to be tagged out. Clark was standing off the bag. So I believe both runs scored because they were not tagged. But let's see what the umpires think, and they actually think that only 1 run scored. So we're going bottom of the first inning. 3-0 Cincinnati leads it. Aaliyah Dowdy is ahead in the count 1-0 against Olivia Schaefer. The pitcher for Cincinnati, the first time we've seen her today. First time all this tournament. Cut on and missed. Really good fastball. I don't think I'd be able to hit a fastball like that.
I wouldn't. No coordination. None.
Yeah, I understand that. So golf must be really fun for you.
Yeah, it's static coordination.
On the ground to the third baseman, Brown. She throws to first. That's true. It's one out.
ABC baseball right there.
Indeed. So Brooklyn Rec, the catcher, she's going to step up her first AB today. In this game, at least. She played a little bit earlier in the game against Cincy. Actually, no, Kansas City, excuse me. And she got on 3 times, a triple, a walk, and a double. She had 5 ribbies.
Someone to watch out for Cincinnati. Very happy, I bet, right now that there's no one on base.
Already choked up behind in the count 0-1. After that swing, it's 0-2.
These swing and misses are valuable, and coming at the right time is always helpful.
Schaefer sets up right in the middle of the rubber. Looking at her sign and dealing. Just a looper. It's going to go into foul ground behind the first baseman. Hoyt will range it in and make the catch. It was a difficult one. Lost it in the sun, but regathers. Tiana Jackson, the pitcher. She's the 3-hole hitter in this. So they have no designated player, that being Indy. First one she sees, turns her back to it, gets the call she likes. Schaefer likes that call a bit better. It's 1-1.
Schaefer right now just making sure she stays in the count, making sure she can still help out.
That's really the only way to do it. You just got to grind in every AB until you find a pitch you like. And sometimes that happens once in AB. Sometimes it only happens once a game. Didn't like that one, so she leaves it alone.
That one was just a little high for the call, so just got to dial it in again and hope for a swing and miss. Really far and away might be the best option.
3-1 offering to Jackson is in the dirt. She's taking a slow trot and taking a free 90.
Base runner on for Indy right here. Possibility to chip away a little bit, make the game competitive, get back in it.
Cheyenne Daniel was playing third in the first game of the day. She's now playing first. Cut on and missed.
That first pitch strike is so important always because for a pitcher, it just makes you so much more confident. You're saying, I started off on the right foot, keep it going now.
And that's really what you have to do is against a power hitter like Daniel, you have to move the eye level, change the speed, and she's done that. First pitch she threw was a bit outside. Next one she went was in and just uppercutting at both pitches. Tried to go outside again, but that's going to get off the glove of Clark.
Base runner advance is there. Like we said, being behind the stop is just so difficult. And keeping it in front of you, hardest thing you can do right now.
Being the field general is one of the hardest positions to do as a catcher. 1-2, also outside. Now there's a runner caught in a pickle. Jackson is in between short and second.
Oh, that one right there. Just got away from the second baseman. Just right off the top of the glove. Lost opportunity right there to get out of the inning for Cincy.
But I like what I saw in Jada Jackson or Johnson in left field. She immediately came over to cover third as Adrian Brown started running down the runner.
A pickle is not a two-person thing. It is
Punchy 3, strikeout.
It's a very team-oriented thing, so you got to work on it as a team.
So only faced 4 batters. Nothing is going to be coming alive for Indy in this first inning. It is 3-0 Cincinnati. We're going to the second. Top of the second inning, Cincinnati leads it 3-0. And there's been some interesting stuff happening not only in the sport but just around the city. Talking to some people around us, they said NASCAR was here last week. I know you're somewhat of a fan of that, Henry.
Yes, I am.
I thought it was, in all honesty, pretty stupid. Because why do you have a 13-car pileup on Michigan Avenue?
Oh.
What's the point?
Feels like that's a normal day, though.
Yeah, but I understand the aspect of it. First pitch, a fake hack from Johnson. It's a strike regardless. I understand that the city of Chicago is doing it to try to show the world, and mainly F1, that they're able to do a race around the city. But if you're going to start with NASCAR and it has a 13-car pileup on one of the main stretches of the race course, what does that show to everyone?
It shows you that NASCAR usually does it. NASCAR does that on ovals.
A 1-1.
Don't feel like it's any different on a street course if they do the same thing that's on an oval. They're running tight. It was slippery. Those cars are not the best in the rain, so it's just an issue there. But NASCAR did something that F1 really hasn't been able to do. F1 has one or two big street races, one in Singapore, one in Azerbaijan.
Wild.
And so they're pretty interesting, but they've always been like, why can't they do one in New York? Because they have to close down New York. It's really difficult. They do one in Monaco, but that's because they get grandfathered in the whole time, and it's very difficult. But a street race is very difficult.
That one's sailing right over the head of the catcher.
Good news is for Indianapolis, no base runners are on. But the thing is, you don't want to build any bad habits.
3-1. Get me over pitch. It's full.
One more just like that one. Oh, you should give me $1.
Full count offering. Just off the end of the bat foul.
Still fighting. Very competitive at bat. Working a full count. First at bat of the inning. Very important to do. Start the inning on the right foot. Don't think we're going to be seeing any run rules in the third inning this game. But
Don't believe so. You will see a strikeout looking, though, on that pitch. That's the first out.
both teams working very well defensively and in the circle. It's helped to keep it a pretty competitive game.
There's a swing and a miss from the leadoff hitter, Bishop.
Out in front of it, needs to just relax, wait for that pitch to come to her, and then swing away.
That one's a bit high. So there have been a bunch of changes made for Indianapolis defense. So you have Dowdy in the circle. Tiana Jackson, who was pitching, that one's going to go foul. Tiana Jackson, who was in the circle and pitching, is now at first. Who was at first was Cheyenne Daniel. She's now at third. Bibiana Raucho is now at shortstop, and Nayeli Boizo is now at second.
That's why they pay you the big bucks, Austin.
They don't pay me the big bucks at all. That's just my brain working.
There you go. Well, someone had to track it down, and thank goodness Austin did.
Not a better time than the present for the 1-1. Swinging a liner to the shortstop, Raucho. New check-in, and she's getting action already. There's two away.
New pitcher, new kind of productivity for the defense for Indianapolis so far.
So now it's the Reds pitcher, the lefty, Olivia Schaefer. Had a walk and eventually came around to score in that 3-run first inning. Taking some time away as the umpiring crew trying to find some extra pearls. Running towards the circle, ran just past a strike.
Yeah, that's the confusing part of softball for me, that running, that kind of take a run up to the pitch. It's very interesting. You don't see that in baseball at all. So
in baseball, the only time you see that is normally with Japanese players, because they teach them as they swing to start motioning their body towards first base. So that's why you see a guy like Ichiro when he would play. he would swing it. And by the time that the ball was in play, he was already a quarter of the way out of the box.
There's a reason why he had so many hits.
1-1 is in another time zone.
I know up north in Milwaukee, Bob Euchre would say just a bit outside, but
Oh, give me time. I got it.
just,
Just a bit outside.
yeah, that one,
A little difficult there, but, you know, we're in Chicago, home of two baseball teams, and both of them competing, obviously, here in this RBI Central Regional.
And whether it's 15U baseball, 18U baseball, or softball, all of them have really been doing well repping their city. 3-1 has just slapped that foul.
Just need to get a bit more on time with it, and that ball would have been popped over into probably shallow center field.
So it's 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. The pitch. Just gonna watch that one go outside. It seemed the crew chief wasn't sure what the call was, but made it anyway.
It looks like we're gonna have a pinch runner, excuse me, courtesy runner. Both teams using all the lineup spots they have today.
And how could you not? You really just got to get everybody in the game.
Yeah, long day.
people are going to be tired after one game. 2 games is very difficult, so got to rotate some people around.
It's Jada Johnson, the courtesy runner. She's also the flex player who's playing left field today. Carly Davis looks at a first pitch low. Throw down to second on the stolen base.
Thought about third there.
Did think about third.
Yeah, just center fielder coming in to back
Up the second baseman, that's what's supposed to happen, and prevent those extra bases.
180 feet away is Jada Johnson. Now she'll be 90 feet away after that one hits the screen.
Come on, settle down. You can do it.
2 outs, though. Sacrifice fly will not get it done. Need something to drop.
But Carly Davis, last game hit by pitch, a walk, and came around to score on an E6. Trying to at least get on and keep the tides rolling, keep the wheel in motion. But it's going to be a 2-1 count to her. Almost at her ankles. Throw down to third. There was going to be a pickle, but no cigar on that one. Jada Johnson basically just stole home.
Yeah, that was a poor effort play there by the catcher. You get down a little bit lower, ready for that ball to come to you. Don't wait for it to come to you, and just kind of get there, get ready,
And go. Be ready to apply that tag.
Since he tacked on another one. 3-1. That's going to be a walk. The second one straight.
Settle down. Come on, just one more out.
Sierra Hoyt, first baseman today. 0 for 0. A walk, got to second on a wild pitch, and she was left alone on her own island out there. Down in the dirt. It's a move up there. Carly Davis. Thought about taking a hack, but will hold up. So it will be a strike on her belt. See, her last name is somewhat printed on the back of her helmet. Actually don't see that too often, Henry. Normally just have a helmet, maybe the number. That one's gonna stay just inside the stadium, but out of the range of play.
We had first baseman going on the one side of the fence. We had the catcher going on the inside of the fence. You know, catcher had the smart idea there, going inside, possibly having a play at it.
Put it in him.
On its way is the pitch.
We're trying to get the scoreboard right.
Cut on and missed. That's a strikeout. And Indy is able to get out of the inning, only allowing 1 run to score. We are going bottom of the second inning. Reds Nike RBI is up 3-0. After a cut on and miss by Bibiana Raucho, it will be the bottom of the second. 5, 6, and 7 due up for Indianapolis.
Indianapolis' defense did a good job, only allowing 1 in that top of the second. Opportunity now to just chip away, but you got to get a couple early base runners.
You definitely do have to get a couple of early base runners, Henry. And a game like this has actually been low scoring compared to the last 2 we saw. Have you seen something defensively, or is this more you think of a pitcher's duel?
Definitely more of a pitcher's duel. But also the defense has been doing a good job catching lineouts, making plays in the outfield, and shuffling the ball in quickly so fewer bases, extra bases are granted.
So it is 2-2 to the second baseman. She'll foul one off to stay alive. Quite a warm afternoon. It's now 90 here in Chicago. This Flames Field booth does not have a fan. Swing and a miss. That's the first strikeout of the inning and the first strike for Cincinnati.
Pitcher fan one there, so, you know, fanning at Flames Stadium. What can you say? The wind is blowing, though, stiffly out to the outfield.
Yeah, but just the way that both teams have been playing, the fact that Cincinnati is striking already, and then they're moving as quick as they are right now, it shows not only that they're successful defensively, but my goodness, how many times can we say it? We know what they can do with the bats in their hand.
Yeah, the pitchers, have been getting a first strikeout or first out very quickly, and that helps a lot with confidence.
The count is 1-1 on Esperanza McLean. Shortens up her stride and just takes a get-me-over hack. Will make contact. It's 1-2. Looking at her signs is Schaefer. Firing the pitch, and it's another strikeout. That one being looking. 2 punchies, 2 outs.
Schaefer has done a very good job of getting early outs. Early outs are a big key to ABC baseball, like we've been talking about, and it helps you a lot getting 2 down very quickly so the next base runner on can't be sacked around.
And it's going to be much of the same story to Ayanna Porter. if she's going to start behind 0-1. Got on and missed. It's 0-2.
Porter, I bet, wish she hadn't swung at that one. Just kind of keep going away from her, and very difficult one to hit there.
See if Schaefer can face the minimum with 3 punches. Swing and a miss, and she will. Swinging, looking, and swinging are the sandwich strikeouts in the bottom of the second inning for Cincinnati. We're going to the top of the third. Reds are still leading it. Cook is going to lead it off for Cincinnati, and oh my, the first pitch she sees is on a different continent.
Yeah, that one was pretty high, pretty far away. Just have to get under control, really fight back.
Aaliyah Dowdy is still out there on the circle. So Cook had a sacrifice fly in the first inning. So she's trying to get her team back into scoring position. Going to start it off here.
Cincinnati dugout, very loud, very vocal.
And that was a common occurrence last year too, especially at DePaul. The fact that that stadium is such a boombox. You can hear both sides chirping back each other and just having all their chants and go at it. And it made the atmosphere fun, and then you had the families and the fans all in the stands really packing it out. It was just a loud and fun atmosphere. 3-0. 4-pitch walk to the leadoff hitter.
This game has been a lot more regular in the sense of good pitching, good defense, and a little bit back and forth, not a blowout, 10-run top of the first inning. So both teams having to play more of a true matchup against two good teams.
So Adrian Brown is going to drop a bunt to the third baseman, Daniel, and nobody's going to be covering the first base bag.
That's a clear miscommunication. You got to be covering first when somebody lays down a bunt.
But that was a really good bunt from Brown the first time she came up. She dropped a bunt down the first base line, and it bounced up and hit her in the shin, so she was out. So this time she just switches the angle, starts going left, and it definitely worked out as she gets an infield single.
Yeah, I don't think even if there was somebody on the bag, she would have been out. But very good bunt by her, laying it down, making the third baseman come all the way forward.
So after a foul ball strike from Clark, she's going to be behind in the count. Now she'll be even, and she'll have two of her best friends 90 and 180 feet away. Shoes are being tied. This being Brooklyn Rec. Didn't get to bring my Jordans here. I kind of forgot them when I was at home. It's kind of my mistake. What about you? What kind of shoes are you rocking with, Henry?
I'm rocking with the Nike Waffle ones. I'm a pretty basic guy.
But they go with everything.
I do.
So you kind of have to, it depends on the colorway. Just kind of depends on what you got. 1-1. That's a ball.
White shoes kind of go with everything.
They do go with everything.
I'm usually more of a Vans guy because out of college, you know, skateboard's usually the best way to get around.
Gotcha.
But right now, I just kind of brought what I had up in Wisconsin with me.
It's a high pop-up that's going to stay in the infield. Boiso's going to make the catch. Good first out.
I'm a little surprised Cincinnati didn't send anyone home on that play, just because, yeah, there was one out, but, you know, honestly, that throw from left field, or excuse me, right field, possibly could have been offline. You're tagging up really well. There's a chance you can make that one, but no need to.
Avery Rover, number 8 hitter, looks at one over her head and way far behind. And she's going to get a run there, and actually she's going to get 2 runs.
Extra bases there. That's the poison in this game.
It's allowed Cincinnati to really not have to swing the bat much and put up as many runs as they do. They have 6 runs, Henry, on 1 hit.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy because Cincinnati's a team that can hit very well, hit for power very well.
They hit the life out of the ball. They haven't had the opportunity or really needed the opportunity. They have a 6-run lead and only have 1 hit.
And looks like there's going to be a new pitcher coming in for the Indianapolis, I think.
So we're going to step away for just a half second. Let the pitching matchup find out what they want to do and get some warm-up tosses. Actually not going to be a pitching change. Dowdy is still going to stay out there in the circle. And the second pitch she throws to Rover.
Just a little water break needed. It is a hot day.
Sure is.
About 88 degrees. Going to probably top out at 90 today. And I mean, sitting next to my computer, it's pretty warm.
It's quite warm.
And it's being very warm outside and
Kind of being a little bit of an oven here.
2-0. Fouled off the screen. So no run rule for this one, Henry.
Well, if they get to 4, up 8, up 12, that's the game also, but
5 up 8.
yeah, 5 up 8.
5th inning up 8 runs
Yeah.
is how I'll explain that is. Rover's gonna have to move her belt out of the way.
You can do it. Come on.
You never know, though. The Reds might be able to pour on some steam here.
Both teams could really do it. Just the way they've had great approaches the past couple of games. Somewhat surprised it's not a boombox here. It's going to be a shallow pop-up in the infield. Shortstop Raucho is going to make the catch. Out number 2. 2 infield pop-ups in a row. Haven't seen that yet today.
No, you haven't. And, I mean, that's not the easiest catch in the world to make. Going back in the sun.
Come on. That's the way to go.
You got to have good eyes. You got to have good technique.
Slow down the heart rate a little bit and let the eyes lock in.
Yes, definitely.
First pitch to Johnson hits the earth. Just trying to flip the card over to Chloe Bishop and continue this 3rd inning in their offensive prowess. And after 2 pitches like that, she might be able to.
Yeah, up 2-0 in a count. Why not take here? Unless you see something you really want, take away.
Might be taken all the way here. Force Aaliyah Dowdy to throw you a strike. She's not able to do it with that eephus. 3 straight balls.
And even though they didn't replace the pitcher on that last meeting, I still think Indianapolis should probably look into that for the next inning, coming out with a new pitcher.
The second pitcher they've used being Dowdy. Get me over strike. It's right down Main Street.
3-1, take all the way. Why not? Just walk. It's 2 outs. No reason to be a hero.
You never know, though. One swing could definitely change it. 3-1. Strike high and tight, though. Not happy with the call is Johnson. Her field manager, the third base coach, telling her just, hey, goldfish mind and let's get back into the box.
Yeah, that goldfish mentality is very important for every sports player, every athlete. But softball right now, for these teams in a tournament where they're playing 2 games today, forget about it. Learn from your lesson, move on.
That's the only thing you really can do. You have to hit a point where if something happens in the past, you just let it go and you keep riding the wave forward. So it's full. Gonna get popped out of the stands, landed the bleachers right next to us. You probably heard that.
Yeah.
These fans still keeping good heads up. Most of them wearing sunglasses as it is pretty sunny out today.
So it's bottom of the third. Here is the pitch. It's inside. That is going to be a walk to the 9-hole hitter and flip the card over.
Top of the lineup coming in now. Dangerous part, so Indy really has to watch out that the runs don't get starting to pour on here with a big 2-out rally.
And Chloe Bishop is at the top of the batter's box. And it hits her back foot. She gets her top one out of the way. She steps. Hits the back one. I was going to say that might affect her timing. It won't, as she doesn't even have to swing the bat, and she's getting a free bag.
Free bags are the best. Reds love them. They're taking them.
Olivia Schaefer, the pitcher. She's up runner on first and second. Up by 6. A running hack. Going to go foul. Courtesy runner for Schaefer is Johnson. But that's a grounder to the third baseman, Daniel. She'll throw over to Jackson, who was covering first, and that's going to go out of her mitt. 1 run's going to score. Here comes the second run. The throw's not going to be in time. And there is a runner on second, that being Schaefer. And she was on her way to third.
How is she safe?
Umpire called her safe at third. It looked like she was tagged. Not really sure what's going on.
And she gets the base.
So that courtesy runner is going to be used. Elia White.
Another instance of free bases there, and just some poor throws in the infield. That's something you got to work on.
So a couple more come across to score, and then all around pretty confusing infield play. So Carly Davis has to duck her head out of the way. Throw back to third, back home. That hit Elia White on the shoulder, but it will not count as an out, so she's going to get a run for her squad.
They're closing in on those 12 runs.
Trying to tack them on.
Yeah, they could get to 15. You never know.
Anything is possible. We've seen crazier things happen just all around the sport itself. I mean, the craziest thing I saw this week in baseball, at least, was the National League winning the All-Star game. Normally not known to do that. Little blooper just right at the first base bag, and Jackson's going to make the snow cone catch. They call it a dead ball.
Yeah, it fell out of her glove right there at the end. I think they were waiting for her to basically finish the motion of the catch, and she hadn't really done that. Make a baseball move.
So after that dead ball, it's a swing and a miss. There's 2 straight strikes. That was a really good attempt by Tiana Jackson. High pop-up, shallow center field. Nobody's going to be able to get it. It drops in front of Porter. Sierra Hoyt, the 9th batter to the plate for Cincinnati Nike RBI. Trying to extend their offensive just showing overall. It's going to be past the glove of the shortstop, Raucho. There's going to be a runner on first and third at the minimum. Now call it second and third.
9-0. Both runners in scoring position and 2 outs. Cincinnati is just doing a ton, especially with these 2 outs on the board.
They're just trying to continue to make it go forward any way possible. And you can see they're really starting to come alive. I mean, how could you not? You saw the first game that they played, and they looked great. And even now, they're really starting to come alive, as this is going to be the second AB of the game for Haley Cook, and of the inning as well. Cut on and missed. Ball's in the other batter's box. It's 2-1.
2-1 count here. Take away. There's no open base for you. Why not go for it? Making it 3-1 now. First base would be open if that happened.
3-1 on the way to Haley Cook. She'll take the only free bag that's open, being first. And Adrian Brown, the third baseman's coming up with ducks all over. First pitch she sees, lit her eyes up, but will not take a hack. And this is really when it could get into that no man's land territory. Henry, you said it. They're on their way to 15, and that's when you could see a run rule.
Yeah, 3 runners on. Even though there's 2 outs, still scary.
1-0. Upstairs and away. It's now 2-0.
You just don't want to see any walks here, because that's just a really annoying way to have a couple runs come across.
Takes a swing and one down the middle. Another swing and a miss at something high. Even at count 2-2. Carly Davis is on third. Sierra Hoyt second. Haley Cook is on first. Swing and a miss and a really crucial strikeout from Indianapolis to get out of the traffic jam. 5 are going to come across to score here in the top of the 3rd inning. LaFara is coming up, facing an infield of all masked Redlegs. Seeing what she can do for her side. They're down 9, bottom of the 3rd inning, in the 3rd softball game of the day here from Flames Field on the campus of UIC. taking a hack at one that's at her helmet area.
Come on, we're going to start something. We're going to get on base. We're going to get the bases loaded. We're going to start scoring.
It's a lefty-righty matchup. Fouled off the back of the screen. It's 1-2.
Reds have an opportunity here to just keep their lead, make sure they do a good job here, and play some more good defense, show off the defense they have the rest of the tourney.
And Olivia Schaefer, she went 1-2-3 last inning. Strikeout swinging for the first batter, a strikeout looking for the second, and finishing off that PB&J sandwich was another strikeout swinging. Looking to continue that here as she gets another one swinging, her 5th in a row.
We've seen that earlier in the tournament, and it's just surprising after some stretches of the game. It just seems like there's not a strikeout to be found.
It's going to be the 9-hole hitter coming up for her first AB, Nayeli Boizo. It's not a normal sight to see as the 9-hole person coming into bat in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, especially at this level for softball, you just don't see that usually.
With how much the batons have really been passed here, Henry, I'm somewhat surprised. What do you have in a situation like this for the 9-hole hitter?
Honestly, you have to do a couple takes. Just watch the ball go, watch the balls, and see what the action it has on it or the speed, and then start attacking.
So, based on what you said, see a few pitches, attack when you get the one you like.
Yeah.
She attacked it one she probably didn't like there, so it's 1-2.
A little high on that one. Probably not the best take for her as she's not the tallest person on the field.
Some high cheese is going to get anybody regardless of your height. You could be Aaron Judge out there at 6'8", and if it lights your eyes up, it doesn't matter. Strike 3, not swinging that time. She might be on her way to make another PB&J sandwich this half inning.
6 straight strikeouts is crazy right now from Schaefer.
And the pattern of this, you may not believe it. In the first inning, she ended it with a strikeout looking. Then went swinging, then looking, then swinging, and now looking.
Yeah.
So she's been going back and forth, mixing in everything in that fruit salad of a matchup for K's. So it's going to be the leadoff hitter, Dowdy. She's now on the bump. She started the game at shortstop. So she was only the field general in the infield, and now she's the field general overall.
At 2 outs here, it's really annoying when you get your leadoff hitter.
That one's
with
behind
2
her.
outs. Up to bat sometimes. Yeah, I can start a 2-out rally, but sometimes you just might not help that much.
Yeah, the fact that the ball was behind her. You normally see people, they move their hips backwards. If she did that, it would have hit her square on the left thigh.
Yeah, would have hurt, that's for sure.
Schaefer finds a sign she likes with Clark and fires. Not getting the call she wanted. It was just a bit low. Inside, that's going to be a walk. Not able to go 3 up, 3 down again. So the inning will continue as the bat is being given to the backstop Brooklyn Rec. Did a pop out in her first AB in the first inning. Trying to change the tides and flip a page and put something into the outfield.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. This team has just been so good defensively, Cincinnati, and doesn't look like it's going to change.
Swings over one and makes the count 0-2. So in a situation like that, Henry, a take from Rec, Schaefer's been trying to go to the out pitch of the high heater a lot. So able to take that might set the tone for the people behind her. Runner's going to go. The throw down will not be in time. It's a stolen bag for Dowdy.
It was close, though. It was close. That front foot just got in there as the back tag was coming down.
2-2. That's off the end of the bat. It's going to stay in the infield and be caught by the shortstop, Carly Davis. So one runner is going to be stranded, that being Dowdy on second. We are going to the fourth inning. 9-0, Reds are leading. So quite a bit of defensive changes on the way for Indy. You got Kaylee Warfield at third, Meadow Warfield at second, Tiana Jackson is still at first. Back at shortstop is Dowdy, and now on the bump is Cheyenne Daniel.
Yeah, top of the fourth here. Just a couple more runs until the run rule is in effect. 3 more to be exact, and Cincinnati's probably looking to get to that.
Definitely are, and Cheyenne Daniel has played all around the infield, played first, played third. Now she's pitching as that one is skied into left field. McLean is going to drop in front of her. Runner is heading towards second. Clark is going to be in with a stand-up double to lead it. Rowing the boat she is.
Yeah, good start to the top of the fourth. It's exactly what they want to see. They probably want to get out of here. It's hot today.
It is a very hot day.
And this press box is very hot. Going through water like nobody's business, so.
He is. So Ava Winchester is going to be the pinch hitter for Avery Rover from Norwood High School, just outside of Cincinnati.
A new pitcher on the mound for Indianapolis. You know, new pitchers comes in sometimes. The hitters are going to be looking for that. It's like blood in the water for Sharks. We're going to be looking to tack on a few hits, tack on a few runs.
I also forgot to say that Brooklyn Rec is no longer catching. It's Aries Smith is the battery partner now for Cheyenne Daniel. So a complete turnaround in the infield. Outfield has stayed pretty much the same. Rec is actually now in center field as that one is fouled off the bat of Winchester.
Wind has shifted direction a little bit, but still helping the ball out of the park.
It's 0-1 to Winchester. Runner on second, just going to foul one right of the first base bag.
Good effort there by the first baseman to try and possibly get that foul ball.
Oh, 0-2 on its way. Just off the end of the bat and through into right field for a base hit. It's going to get past the right fielder, LaFara. There's going to be a runner rounding second on their way to third. The throw is not going to be in time. It's going to be an RBI triple for Ava Winchester.
No outs for Indianapolis, and it's very tense times because the run rule is looming large right now.
Definitely looming large. Only 5 more are needed. Seems that both teams are really just trying to empty out everyone they have, try to get everybody involved. If you saw my book right now, it's starting to look like a rainbow with how many different colors I have on here.
It's crazy. I do not understand how you're keeping track still. I would have been lost 2 innings ago.
Oh, I'm doing my best. And I will say I'm a human. I'm going to make mistakes. So if I do, I'm going to own up to them. Just trying to figure out who is who to make sure that they're properly docked and booked. Aliyah White is now hitting 9th. She was a recent check-in. First pitch. She drops down a bunt down the third base line. It's going to go foul.
Good effort on the bunt, though. It was rolling pretty well towards third. However, honestly, bunting towards third is a little difficult because it's hard to get that runner immediately to home plate.
Lefty-righty matchup. Tried to show another bunt. It's going to scoot away from Aries Smith. That's the 11th run of this one. Might be almost time to call off the dogs.
I'm watching you.
You said it, Henry. Cincinnati is smelling blood in the water.
Yeah, new pitcher. It's going to happen like that. And I know once they get to that 12th run, they're going to be wanting to get out of the inning as fast as possible and get out of the next one as fast as possible and just kind of in the game.
A popper bunt that's going to go off the glove of Aries Smith and be called an out. Some of the Twins RBI guys are starting to pile in to watch this crowd. They just ended their game a little while ago at Les Miller Field, just past the left field wall. So trying to get some rest time as they're going to try to watch some really good grade A softball here. First pitch on its way and slammed to shortstop off the glove of Dowdy. She's not able to make it up. And that's an infield single for Chloe Biscoff.
There's a possibility there for the second out of the inning. It was very close, however, just I think she caught it right in the palm of the glove, and it's really difficult to kind of squeeze that shut and really keep the ball in there.
And that's just one of the difficult things when looking at the sport itself. Softball is massive. It's almost like throwing a cantaloupe out there. So sometimes it can be a bit difficult to hold it in your glove. Somewhat of an outfielder's glove you might have to use in the infield. A running bunt check off the bat of Schaefer is going to scoot its way foul.
If you're the Reds organization and the Reds managerial staff right here, you have to be happy. You came back to the RBI Central Regional, and you're still just plugging away. You're doing a great job and really causing trouble for all the other teams.
And the runner's going to go on that wild pitch. And that wild throw is going to go to center. It's going to be backed up by Marisha Reynolds, who is actually now in center. My apologies.
Yeah, there's been a lot of changes, Austin, in the lineup for both teams. But defensively, those changes are always hard to notice sometimes when they're not announced.
Oh, it's all right. I'm just trying to make sure everybody gets it right, as that one's way upstairs in another building. And it's Emily Ballinger in right field. I believe it's a completely new defensive lineup and just new lineup in general for Indy. Swinging hit there at that point, started running halfway to first. It's 2-2.
Yeah, the Indy team is just trying to figure out something, what works, what doesn't, get some people some playing time, see what they're going to be able to do.
So it is a 2-2 count to the two-hole hitter. Two have come in and a runner on second. Trying to find as many twos as possible, as that's the second ball.
Yeah, Deuces Wild almost. With,
Almost.
Only one out, though.
Don't speak too soon. You know the broadcaster curse is a real thing. That's a foul ball.
His long at-bats really hurting Indianapolis in their chance to just get out of this inning. More times I see him, usually the pitches, better chance they have of connecting.
So Indiana's Diaz Colon is in left, and I've officially marked down every defensive change. 3-2 over the head of the batter. Runner on first and second. This is quite the scorebook looking. Everything is multicolored. Everything is a bit confusing.
It's pretty crazy.
It is a bit crazy, but as long as my brain is able to get it and it's right, that's all that matters. Here's Carly Davis. She's telling her battery mates and teammates to scoot over. Throw back over the head of a diving stop of Hoyt. She'll make it home. It's 12-0.
There's that 12th run.
And a ball past Smith. It's 13-0.
There's that 13th run. It's just been one of those days for Cincinnati. Runs coming every which way you look.
Zip is the score in this one, top of the fourth inning. 1-0 pitch is in another stratosphere. It's 2-0. Swings at one and hits it into left field. Diaz Colon is not going to be able to get it as it rolls its way to the wall. Davis is rounding second, on her way to third. She's now being waved home. She will take her own stop at third. Stand-up triple.
I think she could have had it going home.
There was a potential.
There's a decent chance, but you know,
she was given the sign to keep going.
Up 13 runs, you got a decision. Doesn't really matter anymore what if you send somebody on the out count, but it will just matter if you want to be a kind person and just hold to the run rule.
Sierra Hoyt is up for her fourth AB. She's going to hit one foul. She is behind in the count 0-1, but she's got a runner and Davis 90 feet away, and you know if there's anything past the backstop, she might score. Crew chief shows it. The 1-1 is the count. Cheyenne Daniels still on the rubber. A grounder past the third baseman, Kaylee Warfield. That might make its way to the wall, and it will. At least a double. Could be headed for third. She is headed for third. The throw is not going to be in time. Back-to-back stand-up triples. This one tacks on another one. It's 7 times 2, 14-0.
Talk about just a full game of runs. Cincinnati has been doing that. Their lowest inning was the second with only 1 run, but in the third they bounced back with 5 runs, and the fourth in this one, so in this inning so far.
Swinging one in a way. It's going to go through the wicket to Smith, and that's another run. There's the 15 they're looking for.
Yeah, it's the 15 that they're looking for, but they still have to play out this half inning, I believe.
They will have to play out this half inning. If Cincinnati is able to get 3 outs against Indianapolis and they have due up 3, 4, and 5, it's going to be completely new people. If they're not able to score one of their own, that's game over, and all 3 softball games of the day would be over via run rule.
Yeah, that'd be pretty crazy, you know, just the bats coming alive today. And
it's unexpected in the first full day of the tournament.
Yeah, you'd expect that one of them would go probably full length or close to it.
See if this at-bat can go full length. It's 1-1 and hit smoked into the left center gap. That's going to at least be a base hit. The center fielder Reynolds can't hold on to it. It's a double, the 3rd extra base hit in a row for Cincinnati Nike RBI.
All stand-ups as well. No reason to get the pants dirty or anything like that. Just keep running.
Seems that there could be a pinch hitting change for Cincinnati. It was originally Adrian Brown, but the Cincinnati coaching staff is trying to figure out who they want to give a chance to here.
As the Abasag goes, take a chance on me.
Oh, we're pulling out music now.
Oof.
Or is it just the beginning?
It's just the beginning.
So what kind of music are we going for here? I know you're a big country guy.
I like everything.
You do like everything. As the hitter is Isabel Whitrock.
We're going to have a meeting on the mound.
Are going to have a meeting on the round.
It looks like might be getting a new pitcher or just some headgear handed out.
There is a potential. It seems like there could be more defensive switches.
I think you're right about that one.
We're going to step away. I'm going to try to do some crucial math here and figure out who's in what position. A bad throw is the way we come back from a pitching change. It's Meadow Warfield. She is now on the bump. Kylie Warfield, her sister, is now at second. Messiah Reynolds is at third. And Tiana Jackson in center. Cheyenne Daniels back at first. And it is a 2-0 count to the pinch hitter and Isabella Whitrock. Going through the entire roster here.
Yeah, I don't think anybody listed on the sheet is probably played today. If they haven't, don't know why they haven't.
So Whitrock is ahead in the count after 2 looping curveballs missed the zone. 3-0. One loops through the zone.
Yeah, just to check back to third. Keep them honest. 1 out still. You're looking for another one, so why not trying to get one on the base paths?
See what Isabella Whitrock is able to do is she's going to walk. And they have officially batted around on the inning. The second inning in a row.
Third inning today? Or third inning this game, question mark?
Third inning this game. Having their own meeting in the circle, the entire infield, just trying to keep some morale up and go, hey, look, guys, we run ruled a team earlier. No reason why we can't do it. Just keep fighting.
Yeah, I just saw the umpire. He was chatting with the Indianapolis dugout. I don't know if there's any rules that he was trying to impart to them or anything like that, but still up 15-0, top of the 4th.
Lanice Pates is going to be the pinch hitter for Carly Clark, which means that Whitrock is going to be catching. Foul ball off the bat of Pates. Has that very open stance, Henry. We talked about it in the first game. Still trying to extend the lead. Runners on the corners, 1 away. Looping off the glove of Smith goes that curveball. Another run is going to be scored, 16-0.
Yeah, it just keeps coming from the Cincinnati Reds RBI team, and just seems like there's no end in sight for any team facing them tomorrow or in the future.
Just the way they've been playing, you knew some of the private high schools in the Cincinnati area. It's where I graduated from. Some of those are absolute powerhouses. That one is popped up left side foul territory. The catcher, Smith, will slide to try to get it, but will not be able to. And those high schools in Cincinnati, some of them are absolute powerhouses. Some of them even cost more than going to college.
Yeah, honestly, in that situation, I would have rather had the third baseman go and catch that much closer. You don't have to take off the mask or anything like that. You're running on the ball instead of not seeing it and hoping it kind of appears above your head.
Yeah, that was Reynolds now at third. She was in center as that one's going to be popped up. Smith will not be able to get that one either. Sunglasses fall off and loses it in the orange.
Another tough break there. Just difficult fight in the sun.
She's taking those shades off, and rightfully so. So it is a 1-2 count to the pinch hitter, Pates. Runner on second is Isabella Whitrock. Looper, high and tight, 2-2.
Indianapolis has had 2 good opportunities there to get that out, but they still have not. Really working to hope that they can get this 2-2 count to go their way.
That's going to stay in the infield. The second baseman is going to be able to range that one in, that being Meadow Warfield. But a bad throw back home. Nobody is going to move, though. Crucial second out.
And it looks like there might be another change, possibly, for a pinch hitter, or there's a conversation between the Reds coach and the umpire.
This is Ava Winchester. She started off being the second batter of the inning for Cincinnati, and she was the original pinch hitter for Avery Rover. But she's coming in for her second AB. She probably didn't expect to see that.
I bet you're right. You know, just going around the inning, 7 runs in this inning. It's been a lot.
Still trying to tack on more. Slider misses the zone. It's 1-0.
They don't usually allow that, but they never do.
Actually called. The zone is being expanded. Swinging on the ground, just right back up the middle and through. Runner is going to be sent home. That's another run for Cincinnati.
It's just been an absolute melee of runs coming in here.
Sure has
So
been.
many, so hard to count.
8 runs in this inning, making up for a large chunk of the runs on the day.
It's Elia White's second AB. She got out. She had somewhat of a bunt that she put down, and it hit her on the foot in fair territory. So she was the original first out of the inning.
Hasn't been, there's only been 1 out since then, and it's taken a while to get it.
Has taken a while, but no better time than the present to end it. Try to just come back. Swing and shot into right field. That's going to drop past the right fielder, Reynolds. On her way to second, and now on her way to third is White.
Coming around home.
Now she's coming in. She's going to score on an inside the park 2-run homer.
Yeah, that's just the speed we've been talking about all day and how valuable it is. Hit to the deep part of the park, fielded poorly by the right fielder, and that's just going to be a recipe for an inside the park home run.
19-0. Mary Sales is going to be the pinch hitter for Chloe Bishop.
Red's making sure they get everyone off the bench, no matter what.
But also it helps, you know, later on in the tournament, you can find some people that might gel well in a certain position and possibly kind of make their case for being there full time.
And that's the point in a situation like this. You have a lot of games to go. You realize getting towards the point of no return as that one's going to be popped up right behind the first base bag, but foul. And realizing that it's getting towards that no man's land territory, you're trying to get everybody to get their blood flowing to really start and feel comfortable with the next couple of games coming up over the next few days.
Yeah, you need people to have their blood flowing right now, especially because you got to keep these infielders and outfielders just moving on their toes, especially once a ball gets hit to them or up in the air.
That ball's on the earth. It's a 1-1 count.
I didn't put mine on a bone. On my plate, and I had things like that.
So baseball was on the defensive side the past few days. Softball the complete opposite. Curveball down the middle. This has really been just some offensive prowess being shown off.
Yes, but, you know,
It just shows the offense is just one to not mess around with.
Hitting
the
the
Reds.
air to center. That's going to be Jackson who's going to range it in for the third out of the inning. Cincinnati puts up a bunch. They just need 3 outs to win it here at Flames Field. So it's a bunch of new defense for Cincinnati. The only one really staying true is Olivia Schaefer, and she's really done well. No hits through 3.5.
Yeah, no hits through 3.5, and she is just pitching.
A great game so far.
Doesn't have much to worry about. She's got about as many runs as you could need for any lead ever.
Yeah, I think like her and many other people in the stadium,
Swing and a miss.
she just kind of wants this game to be over. It's been a long one, and it's been very one-sided.
It has been quite the day. Schaefer's still going to that wrist to find a sign she likes. It's going to be down. 2-2. Foul tipped into the catcher's mitt, and that's going to be the first out of the inning. Carly Clark is able to hold on to that one.
Quick first out, and good job by Clark behind the dish. It's imperative that you catch those foul tips for strike 3.
Cincinnati just needs 2 more outs, and they've gone 2-0 to start the 2023 MLB Nike RBI Central Regional Tournament.
And they've started it with so many runs and such good defense.
And Cheyenne Daniels is trying to do everything she can in her power to stay alive and keep passing the bats backwards.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
Heading the count 1-0. Swing and a miss. Another hack. It's 1-2. That's the second strikeout, and only one is needed. And Cincinnati is 2-0 on the day. The last hope for Indianapolis is going to be Meadow Warfield.
We just want to thank everybody who's tuned in and been watching this whole game. It's been a long one, and
It has. We really do appreciate you guys, more than you actually know.
and it's not been an easy one to watch. I know that, but you know, first pitch strike right there, very helpful.
And we will be covering the remainder of the days on both of the channels, Windy City Sports Network 1 and 2. It's just going to be a mixture of whether it's myself and Henry Domine or it's Kevin Malater and Ryan Sikora calling the other ones.
Yeah, I'll be on softball all tournament. It should be fun.
I'll be there with you tomorrow.
Yeah, Reds look very good. I'm interested to see how they match up against the White Sox.
So it's 0-2 to Meadow Warfield. Now make it 1-2 as that one was inside a bit too much. One strike away for Schaefer. And that's the third strikeout of the inning, and that'll be the ball game. Cincinnati, they've won this one 19-0, and they're going to start at 2-0 on the season. But that's going to do it for us here at Flames Field. I'm Austin Kroom. This is Henry Domine. We want to thank you guys so much for being involved and listening to the 3 games today. Thank you so much for listening to the 2023 MLB Nike Central Regional Tournament on WCSN.